Good morning and welcome to a new vlog. It is the 26th of December and I'm on my way to the station to go on a road trip with 3 people I've never met before. It is a few days after the road trip and I thought I'd just like narrate the whole thing since I didn't really talk that much in the clips that I recorded. And apparently I wasn't that good at narrating either. So I'm just gonna do a voiceover for some of this instead. Alright, so on the day of the road trip, I woke up pretty early, had my usual breakfast, got ready and left for the central station, where I then met up with Ashley for the very first time. If you didn't watch my previous video, Ashley is the girl that I was planning on going to a music festival with during New Year's. We took a train to the car rental place and met up with the 2 other girls that we would be doing the road trip with, Izzy and Christina. We then got our car and hit the road. Our first stop was a nearby Woolies, where we got all of our food necessities for the day and the next morning. Our next stop along the way to Jervis Bay was this very anticlimactic blowhole. There were some pretty cool pictures of what it could look like, but as you can see here, it obviously did not really look quite like the pictures. It's not gonna do it now just because I pulled my camera out.
No,
like, no.
No, not now.
Oh, little splash. We then stopped off at a beach for another little break, and this was actually my first time using the snorkel that I brought with me on this trip. There wasn't really anything crazy in the water, but it was pretty fun to just snorkel around for a bit. And I did see some smaller fish. We then drove to Booderee National Park, where we paid an entrance fee of $30 for the whole car and went to the hole-in-the-wall beach, named after this rock formation. This is also where I got very distracted and then equally scared of some tiny crabs running around on the beach. Oh, I see a crab. Oh, there are lots of crabs. Wait. There we go. Okay. No more crab hunting. I'm done. We then sat down and ate some dinner wraps, and once we were done with that, it was nearing sunset time. So we went on this road trip intending to like camp essentially. So Ashley had the tent that she's gonna bring to the festival as well, and that's a 2-person tent. So 2 of us were supposed to sleep in the tent and 2 of us were supposed to sleep in the car. But once we actually like hit the road and we're like, okay, so where are we gonna stay? We quickly realized that finding a campsite, like a free campsite, was a lot more difficult than we had initially thought. So that was kind of a like mission throughout the entire trip to sort of figure out where the fuck are we gonna sleep tonight, because obviously like you can park your car somewhere and sleep in it and it won't be like that noticeable, but if you put up a tent it's pretty obvious that like someone's sleeping here. And at a lot of the places there were like sort of these no camping signs, but actually Jose, so the guy that I met at one of my hostels in Melbourne, he was coming like towards Sydney that same night and he's camping and he found a campground. So I was like, hey, where's your campground? Is it free? Is it nice? And he responded being like, yeah, it's over here, it's free and it's pretty decent. So we decided to leave the national park and head towards that free campsite. And once we were like kind of starting to get out of the national park, the sun had started to set, it was a bit darker, and that's when the animals came out. That was so fucking cool. We saw a snake in the middle of the road. So Christina was driving and Izzy was in a passenger seat next to her, and like we were driving, and then she all of a sudden was just like, stop. So Christina hit the brakes and we just stopped, and she was like, there's a snake on the road. And there was. It was like this really long snake. So we stopped the car, got out and like watched it for a bit and made sure that it got off the road safely, and then we kept driving. And I think we only drove for about like, let's see, a minute at the max. And once again she was like, stop. We stopped, and there was a kangaroo on the side of the road. So that was really cool. That was like the first kangaroo I've seen in the wild. I did see kangaroos at surf camp, but I don't know, it wasn't like spotting a kangaroo in the wild. It was just like, oh, we're gonna go on this walk and we'll see some kangaroos. But yeah, that was really cool. We saw a kangaroo, then saw some more kangaroos and even more kangaroos, and there were just kangaroos all over the fucking place. I think that's also like where the entire group felt like the mood just getting so much better. Everyone was so happy about spotting like these animals. So that was really cool. We had like this realization that shit, we're actually in Australia. There are like wild kangaroos running around like they were, I don't know, rabbits in Sweden or something. But yeah, the drive to the campsite, I thought it was really nice because we were like going up this mountain, seeing like the sunset and the trees and everything, and I just love those kinds of roads. And yeah, then we got to the campsite. It was pretty late, it was pretty dark, so we kind of just set up our tent and went to bed. No, we didn't actually. I didn't. So since we were at this campsite like in the middle of nowhere, there were no lights except for flashlights and the camper van lights. So the stars, oh my fucking god, they were so good. And obviously that's also where I met up with Jose again, so that was really nice seeing him, since it's been like 2 weeks, and obviously we've kept in touch like through text message and stuff, but I haven't seen him in a while, so that was really nice. So yeah, we just laid there and stargazed for about like, I don't know, 3 hours. It was so good. It was kind of cold, but I just love the stars, and I could just lay down and look at the stars forever. So that's what we did. And yeah, then I went to bed in this tent, this $15 Kmart tent, which is single layered, so it's not waterproof. It was very short, so my feet like kept touching the edge of the tent when I was in it. I also had I think it was like a $30 Kmart sleeping bag and a little sleeping mat. It wasn't the best mat. I slept horribly that night. The sleeping bag felt like very plasticky, and it even ripped like on the first use. It was just chaos, but it was so much fun. Me and Ashley, we were like, we're in this together. This is our tent, and hopefully it works. But oh my god, we have this little clip as well from waking up the next morning. I think I just had the worst sleep in my entire life. And this is the tent we're gonna sleep in at the music festival in a few days. Wish us luck. After we woke up the next morning, we sort of just like dissembled. Is that what it's called? Like assembled? Disassemble? No, I don't know. We packed our tent away and we hit the road heading back to Sydney. So we took a little stop along the way to have some breakfast, and then we just drove back to town and left the car. And that was our little road trip. Then me and Ashley took the train back to Central again, said our goodbyes, and yeah, in a few days no, not even a few days. Tomorrow we're going to the festival and I'm gonna see her again, and we are gonna spend New Year's together at a music festival. So exciting. But yeah, that is it for the road trip. That is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye for now.
Just chilled some eats. Yeah. I don't see a car.
I'm just being like surrounded by these birds right now. Oh, don't be shy. You need anything? No? All good? I really like those birds. They're kind of cool. I'm just walking to see if I can find somewhere where I can pee. Not that you needed to know that, but now you do. The spider. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you definitely can. Anyways,